The visuals were haunting, but in a positive way. It was a piece of land which could be anywhere. So you were
Yeah,
saying that you were feeling ashamed that you didn't know about
yes.
this. There was a very adorable, to be honest, kind of relatability when the movie starts. Hi, Lena.
Hi.
It's finally, it's my pleasure. It's entirely my pleasure to be part of this call. We are e-meeting again, like virtual meeting for the first time, even though we have connected over mail. And I am extremely honored that you chose me. You reached out to me and you chose me to be part of this journey where Madati is reaching a wider audience. And I mean, if things were better and there were theaters, nothing would be as amazing as that. But I sat at home and I watched Marathi. I watched it in as big a screen as I could find. And I remember I couldn't actually step out of that world that you created for quite a long time. It just kept coming back to me. The visuals were haunting, but in a positive way. Like, I know the haunting itself was very deeply stirring, but I wanted to actually ask you a lot of things about how you mounted this project and why you mounted this project, because I think, without spoilers, of course, I wouldn't want to cause that problem for anybody who is waiting to watch the film. So, Madhati is releasing on the 24th on Knee Stream. And in this time when we are battling a pandemic, I think getting a platform where maximum number of people can watch our work is seriously something I'm very grateful to have. Um, I wanted to ask you something because it's like I would know much less about the actual cultural aspects or the basic geographical aspects of the land, of the lay of the land. But I found the place where you set it up, where the story begins, was absurdly vague. Like, it was a piece of land which could be anywhere. It was suddenly there are people in it. We can see where they're from, the way they're talking, we get their language. But something about it was like, this could be me there. This could be me listening to the story there. This could be me being in the story there. What made you choose this geographic plane?
Parvati, first of all, thank you so much. This is so huge for me. And I really thank Madati for connecting us. Like, I'm blessed. And I can't tell you how excited I am here talking to you, especially on my current work. Um, yes, Madati was photographed in the place where I'm born. I'm born in the slopes of Western Ghats, and
Wow.
Tirunelveli is like few kilometers from Srivilliputur, where I was born. Actually, I was born in a village called Maharajapuram, exactly at the slopes of Western Ghats. That's where I was born. So all my films, landscape plays a huge character. Actually, landscape, it's geography. It is Thinai in Tamil, they say. Thinai is, Neidal is sea and people who live in the sea, and Kurinji is mountains and people who live in the mountains. So we have this five Thinais. I come from that culture where you understand the whole life from the Thinai you're born in. So Senkadal was shot, my first feature work. It was shot in Dhanushkodi, and that's a Neidal story. And
Okay.
I actually worked with the people, like the refugees and the fishermen themselves acted as refugees and fishermen, and it was a cinema verite where they were telling their stories, and as a film crew I was facilitating them telling their own stories. So that was my first film. But Madati, it is more of a Kurinji film, like a mountain and forest film. And as someone who's born in Western Ghats, landscape itself, like for me, it's quite a mysterious one. Like every time I go to a same place, it tells me a different story. Especially Western Ghats is where Siddhas, the anarchist poets of Tamil, were born. So Siddhar poems is all about mystery. It's as much as medicine, and it is all about mystery. It is about anarchism. It is about questioning status quo. So it is about everything, and they are our ancestors in poetry, and there are even now people believe that Siddhars live there. I mean, beyond 500 years, 1,000 years, like they don't have like this longevity, meaning like 100 வயசு 200 வயசு அப்படி இல்லை. They live for like mountains, they're like rocks, like plants, they live forever. That's what the belief is. So that's where the story is also coming from. And when I discovered this particular community, I was so feeling ashamed of my ignorance. This is exactly like I'm born in that land, and I'm born in a, we don't choose to be born in a family or in a place or in a community. Like we are born, and but we can choose who we want to be, or with whom you want to be. So like this entire cruelty of caste system is building walls between people. So I have never, like, until I read Koveru Kazhadaigal, the Sahitya Academy winning novel by Imayam, I have never known about these people. And but I've never seen them. Again, like caste is what like is hiding or like building big like this walls between people. And especially in Tamil Nadu, in villages, the villages are still geographically divided according to the caste. In one street it is called Naidu Street, and it is Chettiar Street, and that's how. And you still have Cheris, where the Dalits live, and within the Cheris is this bushes where Brahmanas live. So it is so heinous that you don't even know your fellow human beings, because you're divided by where you are born and whom you are born as. So this is, I felt really ashamed that because this whole ignorance make you complacent to this system. So I think we artists, we are trying to blast that ignorance, to to know, to seek, and to understand what you don't know. So I think film as a journey, as a medium, for me is that, like, I'm actually learning, I'm seeking, and I'm finding my own truths, and that's what I'm sharing with the rest of the world. So it's been the process that is really driving me, doing more and more work, though you always feel you are again a nobody as an artist, because you're not part of that industry. But this journey is keeping me going, and that's how I was doing a documentary feature, Rape Nation, which is about 5 rape survivors across the Indian subcontinent. Soni Suri from Chhattisgarh, and Bhavri Devi from Rajasthan, and Bilkis Banu from Gujarat, Rahanas from Kerala, and Manorama from Manipur. These are the 5 stories I've been following since 2015. But trust me, I'm still not able to, weave the fabric. It is like, it's all footage, and it's so larger than life experience for me, and I'm struggling with the footage. And during the research is when I landed in this, article which said there is this particular community who live in bushes, and they perpetually displaced just because they are not able to protect their woman. And I have read it as a novel somewhere, and then this article which connects this intersectionality of caste and gender, and I was in that zone, getting into the skin of the life and struggle of rape survivors, sexual violence survivors. So I then went to Tirunelveli. I met this artist Chandru, who's like respected as master here in Tamil Nadu, and he was the first Dalit principal of Chennai Fine Arts College. He's like my father, so I met him, and he connected me to this community. And I met this Murthy Ayya, who is the first generation graduate from this community. And he gave me access, and I went to each and every village in Tirunelveli district, met the people, heard the stories, wrote them down, and like filmed like 100 hours of interview. And then I decided I will do this as a folk tale, because this is where I feel them. And I wanted to tell this as a story rather than than to portray them in reality. Like folklore is also a reality, but like I mean, there is some mystery to their existence. This whole unseeability, the forced unseeability, and how they exist in bushes, and how they exist invisible to, they are invisibilized, how they are invisible to others. There is some mystery to it. So then I thought, like, and also because of my struggles with the real footage of living people, I thought I will try and handle this subject as fiction, so that like I have some sanity and I can work on the footage. So that's how I arrived at this form. Like, this is how I want to do this film.
For people who are yet to watch Marathi, I mean, I wouldn't again want to spoil, so I'm being very careful what to say about this. But you still achieved a certain sense of an audience within the movie, like the way you've crafted it before any story begins, any fictional story begins. The structure of the storytelling that you've decided in the screenplay is so much so that there is a very adorable, to be honest, kind of relatability when the movie starts. Like, you start off with characters who are like, we know them, we seem to know them in the way, in their camaraderie, in their dynamics, and then you immediately pluck them into a story where they cannot walk away from it, which is the kind of magnetism that I felt too as the audience, sitting outside. But after that, I couldn't peel my eyes off even if I wanted to, because that's what we do when we know these realities, these harsh realities. There are people who dive deeper into it. Their sanity is all over the place, and it's checked. But then there are people who would want to just also put a curtain on it, and also want to not go through the pain of sitting with it. And what Marathi does is ever so lightly take you to a space where it's impossible for you to walk away. I want to actually bring another aspect of this film. Like, I mean, apart from what, again, like everything that you have said, which needs to be experienced visually more than being discussed verbally, I wanted to tell you that the casting was phenomenal. I wanted to know more about how you went around to casting it, because I mean, every single person who's performed in the film didn't seem like performing. And I felt like they're all real people who have exactly gone through these ordeals, and the connection with nature. And it seemed like they are the ones, one with the nature, when they're walking with their feet on the ground. I can feel that, what it feels like to walk on the ground the way they do, especially, the lead actor, the female actor. So I wanted to know how you went around casting.